got a set schedule, guaranteed food and board, and you can even buy all kinds of stuff with... Oh, you mean Risley? He's definitely a pretty impressive... Well, he does look kind of intimidating. He's actually pretty easy. Paimon wonders how he's like with the people here. Do they also get the same... Yeah, he must be doing something right to maintain order here, while not making it...
Excuse me, did I hear someone there?
Huh? Paimon...
Excuse me, is someone passing by?
Nope, Paimon wasn't dreaming. There's someone over there for sure. But...
Oh, did you hear my call? Thank you so much.
You're inside the box? Oh, no. Why are you hiding in here anyway? If we hadn't happened to pass by, you could have...
It's a bit complicated. Can we not talk about that for now?
Whoa, that's terrible. Did someone...
No, it was nothing quite that serious. I just...
Just your hat? But then, why can't you... Huh. Wait, Paimon gets it! Something must have happened to your hair! Sorry. So that's what happened. Paimon, you just need your hat, right? We'll get it back to you right away. What kind of hat was it?
I think you may have misunderstood me, but it's a soft and brown hat with a bit of a brim. I think I probably lost it near the entrance elevator. It's really important to me, so your help would mean the world.
Don't worry, we'll be back in no time. Here. Let's go somewhere else.
Come up with some fun activities.
Nothing in the water either. Oh, we've looked everywhere and still not seen anything that looks like a hat. Huh. That's a good idea. If he's just looking to cover... Why don't we check out the rag and bone shop? If memory serves, they've got all kinds of stuff. You let Paimon pick out some other... Well, either way, let's go check it out. Remember you being the boss.
Well, I'm just standing in for Mr. Now, just wait a sec. A blonde foreigner dressed all in one. Oh, you must be the legendary traveler and their companion Paimon.
No. Well, you're half right.
Sorry, I never thought I'd get the chance to see you. I hope you find it in your magnanimous hearts to forgive my discourtesy.
There's no need to put yourself down like that, Paimon.
Why, your heroic actions at Aeneas have long made their way to the fortress. We heard that you were personally received by His Grace when you made your way down here, you know. And you're one of His Grace's favorite people, so of course... Well, I'd figure you'd appreciate honesty over flat. After all, I also only joined up here because I'd heard Mr. Alvar was a good friend of the Duke. And though I've only caught scant sight of His Grace since then, I mean, we've all got agendas, but rather than trying to force something to be true...
Oh, so now you're trying to kiss up to us.
Well, I did mean it when I called you legends, and it... Oh, enough of that. Is there something you're looking for? No problem. Anything else? Hey, feel free to check out anything you want. The credit coupon costs...
Wait, but that's,
Well, it's not like I'm getting paid to watch this shop. Instead of more or coupons, Mr. Alvar usually lets me just take my pick of our goods. Life's been pretty good recently, so I might as well just waive your bill. Never hurts to make some friends.
All right, Paimon will take a look.
Are you sure you don't want more? These opportunities don't...
It's all right, 2 will do. It just doesn't feel the same if the owners... But anyway, we don't need to get into that right now. We can discuss Paimonology later. Thank you so much. We'll be off then.
No problem, and thank you for your patronage.
That's a real sneaky way of getting good reviews. We've been gone a while. Paimon hopes that guy in the box hasn't passed out from lack of air. You can come out now. We found your hat.
You did? Oh, Ark!
Wait, so you're not actually bald? You've got such a full...
I mean, I told you that there had been a misunderstanding. Wait, this isn't my hat.
Well, we got you a new one. We tried really hard to look for your hat, but no...
Ah, I see. Thank you so much.
Does it have some kind of sentimental value?
What? Sorry, I can't explain at the moment. Time's tight as well, so...
If you're looking for a hat, I just picked one up over here. Is it yours?
Your Grace!
Oh, hey, Risley! It's been a while.
Well, it's a slow day today, so I decided to go for a little stroll. Even if your workspace isn't cramped, it's still good to get some air. I'll say I'm not at all surprised to find the two of you here. You never could...
It's what good adventurers do, after all.
Is that so? Maybe I should consider asking the Adventurers Guild to open a branch here. As I recall, these hats are very important to members of the Berets. You might not have the same luck next time.
Understood. Thank you. Then I'll be off. Bye.
What a strange guy. Why did he... Oh, and has he done something wrong? When he saw you, it was as if he'd seen a ghost.
Oh, not at all. In fact, members of the Beret Society are model prisoners. They work hard and never get into trouble. As for him, I'd guess he's just more of an introvert.
Huh? Shy?
Prisoners are still people, after all. There are as many crimes and motives as there are stars in the sky. The idea of the criminal as a selfish, heartless brute is just a stereotype. What kind of a person a prisoner may be and why they've committed a crime...
Huh. You've got a point. Anyway, it's all good as long as it makes sense to you.
Although most of the societies here will just turn individual brawls into mass ones, the Beret Society does appear to be an exception, and it's instead trying to experiment with some novel and if you have some time, why don't we grab something at the Coupon Cafeteria? And if you're still interested in the Berets after that, I can take you to their usual gathering place as well.
Paimon's not the biggest fan of that cafeteria.
All right then, please follow me.
Welcome, Your Grace, and the Traveler. Would you like 3 orders of today's welfare? Unfortunately, we weren't informed of your visit in advance, so we didn't prepare any super deluxe welfare.
I'll pass on the food, then. What about you?
Then Paimon will also pass.
What a pity. It would seem that none of us can properly appreciate your skill.
Then I must beg your grace to find me some more ingredients. If you're not in the mood to eat, I can get you some drinks. We just got some...
Yes, please? Huh. Paimon didn't know you could get...
It's not for everyone. Think of it as a special...
Oh, now that's what Paimon likes to hear. In that case, 2 bottles of the drink for Paimon.
2 bottles coming right up.
Our first meeting took place on short notice, and we were both swamped by everything that happened. I'm actually quite fond of stories, you know. Of course, the others have already told me a lot about your deeds and...
Whoa. That'd be quite the long story.
Impressive. Not all who possess the courage to risk their life for their ideals also have the strength to make it out unscathed. Had you not possessed these remarkable qualities, I probably wouldn't have had the chance to make your acquaintance in the first...
Paimon gets to say... That guy we talked to earlier was obviously trying to get us to put in a good word for him, but you're the Duke, right?
Well, after all, you did help the fortress and I maintain our autonomy. Is it so strange that I would want to give a few words of praise out of genuine admiration? So this is a matter of trust. Which is unfortunate, since I don't have... I was convicted and sent here at an early age. I only became the top dog after spending a long time figuring out its inner workings. Power and control come in many forms. Some fair and ethical, others less so. And since we're all sinners here, the victor calls the shots, no matter... So, what do you think? Didn't put you much more at ease, now did it?
Kinda. You're really different from...
I'm perfectly aware of that too. But even so, that doesn't make me think any less. I would very much like to maintain friendly relations with you two.
Your Grace, after following your instructions, we were able to find a box of undeclared... They were extremely well hidden, and we've confirmed that the senders have been using this method to...
Got it. Leave the box here and contact me immediately if you make any progress.
Yes, Your Grace.
Sorry, I'd almost completely forgotten about this.
She mentioned something about contraband. Are the...
Not necessarily. The term is just applied to things people want to bring in on the sly. Many people here are experts at pulling rabbits out of the most ordinary hats, so we have to examine everything carefully. Now, what do we have here? It's more or less what I expected.
Whoa. This is certainly a box of curiosities. Mora, snacks, yarn, balls, ropes, Wait, if you've confiscated this entire box, then does that mean all of this belongs...
Yep. We can't just send them back.
What? But that's just insane profit! Traveler, why don't you become a duke? Paimon will be your vault keeper!
Jokes aside, I didn't know you'd be so interested in this box. How about this then? You can pick anything...
Really? You'll let Paimon pick anything? No take-backs. Paimon will have you know that she's got a real good eye for treasure.
I never joke about things like this.
Alright, Paimon's gonna have a look. Paimon wants... this one. This dark... Actually, never mind. Paimon doesn't want this gem anymore. Can Paimon pick something else instead? There's something weird about this gem. Paimon couldn't even tune them out. It's as if the gem was just drawing them out.
Is that so? Let me give it a try. Paimon's right. I too experienced some unpleasant flashbacks. Are you sure? I wouldn't exactly call it fun. Fair enough. Go ahead. I don't think it'll have a permanent effect.
Are you okay, Traveler? You also saw something.
I'll take this gem then and run a thorough investigation on its properties. Paimon, feel free.
Then... actually, never mind. Paimon's gonna pass.
You do have a point. In that case, we should destroy the entire... Seems like we're almost done with our drinks, too. Let's go check out the Society's gathering place, then. I can introduce you, and we can also continue our conversation while we're...
Wait, are you this free every day or something?
Just noticed? I wasn't exactly busy the first time we met either.
We are honored by your visit, Your Grace. All of us. Are these your two guests?
Mm-hmm. Let me introduce you to them. Traveler, this is Dugier, the head of the Beret Society. Members can find all sorts of drinks and snacks here, as well as a large variety of books, and every once in a while the Society will also host activities and seminars, which are always well...
You flatter me, Your Grace. All we did was set up an organization. It's so easy to feel lonely and helpless when you arrive here for the first time. But that's when the thought came to me. If we could help everyone turn over... Thus, it was with your help that I founded the Beret Society.
Oh, so you were also involved with this, Risley?
My part in this was minimal. All I did was follow I'm sure you have a very good sense of what this place is about by now. As you know, not everyone takes theirs, but the Society is a great place for those who wish to turn things around.
Exactly right. Here, we keep an eye on each other and remind each other our operations are entirely funded by members' donated goods and credit coupons. Same.
Who knew you could find such a place in the Fortress of Mirapede? Oh, right, and what's the deal with the hats?
There's nothing deep about it. I just felt like we needed some kind of... If our members felt joy and pride from being a part of this group, then the hats would be... And when we're together, we will feel a sense of community from seeing everyone's hats. Optimism, community, hard work, and a desire for a new life.
In other words, that hat has come to represent something like a model citizen, which also helps them recruit.
Once again, you are exactly right, Your Grace. That's a part of our goal. I'll ask the members to get us some drinks. Please, wait here just one moment. Feel free to look around, too, if you want to learn more about us.
Oh, right. What happened to your slow day?
Seems like I shouldn't underestimate an adventurer's keen sense of observation. Kidding, of course. We're just discussing some small matters. It shouldn't take long. We've also already gone over the organization's vision. Instead of listening to me try to explain some more...
Why does Paimon feel like he didn't answer the question at all? Yeah, they're supposed to be like the Hey, what are you doing over here?
Oh, hello. You are a guest of the Duke, are you not? I'm organizing the bookshelves. We've got some classics, as well as a few books that the members publish themselves. Yeah, most of them are writing diaries or autobiographies on their... Some quit drinking. Some learn to tailor. Some... We find it kind of funny. You see, had we managed to stay...
It's because you all have a lot more free...
Not only that, but we've also now got the mental space to think about taking on new things. Before we... With how the Duke and Mr. Dugier have organized our lives down here, though. All we need to do is think about the things that we want to do. You never know what you may be good at until you give it a try. And while you're here, no matter what you do, you won't get judged for it. After all, there's no need to conform to societal expectations when you're...
So this is something like a safe space.
Yeah, that's exactly right. After all, not everyone is good at fighting, or have the physical strength to do... And that's it. I just finished organizing this shelf as well, so feel free to check it out if you want. Just remember to put the book...
Don't worry, we will.
Welcome to our gathering place. Is there anything you...
Oh, it's okay. We're just taking a look around.
Well, that's not a bad comparison. It is my job to explain our amenities and benefits to our latest members. I'm sure Mr. Dugier has already explained some of it, but allow me to fill you in some more. Besides this space, which our members use to rest and relax, we also have an entertainment room, a fitness room, and a self-study room. These rooms are open to all of our members. We want everyone to be able to use their free time to the fullest.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Do you have a restaurant too? If you did, you also wouldn't have to eat at the big
Unfortunately, we don't. For matters like that, we still have to rely on His grace. We started a collaboration with the cafeteria a while back, though, so they'll let us borrow their kitchen to do some simple...
Yeah, Paimon can definitely see how it'd be easier to live your life if you had all this support.
Yep, and that's exactly why Mr. Dugier founded the society. We all think we made the correct choice to join him.
Hey, you there, newbie!
Hello? Are you talking to Paimon?
Yep, I'm talking to you. Now, why don't you follow my lead and take a deep breath before letting everything out like this? Ha! That's how I pump myself up every day. A lot of my friends have found it super useful too. With one shout, you can release all the fatigue, resentment, and unpleasantness from your lungs, and return to the day with all the optimism. Why don't you also give it a try, huh? I
Paimon's gonna pass.
Feeling shy? That's alright. As long as you just remember to take a deep breath and let it all out if you find yourself at your wits'.
We've talked to everybody. It sure sounds like they're all pretty happy. That would explain why Risley only had good things to say about this place. Huh. It looks like they're starting to wrap up their conversation as well. Let's go.
Of course, Your Grace. I will attend to those matters.
Okay, then I don't have anything else to add. Oh, you're back. What did you think about this place? Now, note that your opinion will also affect my review of Dugier and...
Oh, wait, I didn't know they were also a part of the evaluation. It's all right with me, though. I'm pretty confident about our growth and...
Paimon thinks it's pretty good. Don't think anyone expected you to get a society going.
So it seems that you were able to get a sense of our vision and value.
The prisoners here all have very different personalities and psychology. Our needs are like violent beasts. If we can't face them properly, they'll grow restless and enraged, causing... But if we can placate them, they lose their fangs. Which is why, in my opinion, learning to reconcile with oneself is the first step.
You've hit the nail on the head, Your Grace. Before I founded the society, I had met too many people who could not come... And I'm sure that a part of your support is rooted in your desire to help those people find their way.
And Paimon thought everyone was enjoying life just fine, working and fighting.
Of course, that lifestyle is more than enough for some people in the fortress. For others, though, they would just be useless distractions.
Speaking of fighting, I'm not sure if you knew this, but even His Grace sometimes fights in the ring.
What? You fight in the ring too? Wearing those high-tech boxing gloves of yours?
Oh, I almost never need them.
Hey, isn't that the guy who lost his hat? Did you come here to relax too? What's wrong? Did you forget about us already?
Are you feeling all right? You are looking a little pale.
No, I'm fine. Thank you for helping me get my hat back. I'm sorry, but I've got to go.
He's still as weird as before. Paimon's kind of used to it by now.
Dugier, do you know what's up with him?
I'm also not too sure about that. As far as I recall, he's always been a little strange. After all, it's my responsibility as the leader to make sure that no one falls through the cracks.
We'll leave him to you then. Where were we before we got sidetracked? Oh, right, about that. You might have thought that I was joking, but in a place like that, everyone will use everything in their power to win. And when emotions run high, things often spiral out of control. That would be when I need to pull out my gloves to maintain order. Sometimes you might need more than just gloves as well. This pair of handcuffs has also come in handy quite a number of times. Oops.
Oh, isn't that awful gem? You're still carrying it with you?
Yeah, I kept it on me because of its special qualities. It won't affect me as long as I don't let it come into contact with my skin.
Go on, you guys. Pick up the item for His Grace, would you?
Yes, right away.
That gem shines with quite the dazzling light. I hope it hasn't been damaged. Your Grace, please let me know if there's something wrong with it now.
It still looks good to me. Say, Dugier, have you ever seen a gem like this?
Never, Your Grace. Don't think I've ever been rich enough to afford this kind of a thing.
I guess that's fair. We've already gone over most of the things that I wanted to talk about, so let's wrap up for the day. The Traveler also has some other plans, after all.
Got it, Your Grace. Take care, everyone. I'll take you to the exit. Traveler, Paimon, it was an honor. I'm sure everyone would love it if you were to visit again. And that...
And same to you.
Paimon doesn't think we made any plans for the rest.
Well, what's your opinion of the society now that you've taken...
Paimon thinks it's pretty chill. Paimon doesn't remember exactly what you said, but wasn't it something along the lines of, there's only one potential problem. If the society does too good a job managing and rehabilitating its...
That is. But at this point in time, they're still reducing my workload by managing and rehabilitating prisoners in I wanted to see just how much they've managed to accomplish, and also get a sense of Dugier's plans for the future. I arranged for a meeting out of curiosity, but then I noticed some faint hints of dissonance.
Dissonance?
I'm sure the Traveler has sensed it too. As expected, you also picked up on it. The whole truth is a bit complicated, so I'll explain everything to you later. I can tell you right now, though, that this was an unexpected turn of events. I had hoped to take care of it in secret, but now a confrontation may no longer be avoidable. It's hard to predict what might happen next.
You've completely lost Paimon.
Why don't you take this opportunity to check back on the gathering place? Just tell them you left something of yours there by accident. If my hypothesis is correct, Dugier should already have left. And with his watchful eye removed, you may well get a very different reception from the members.
Can't you just tell us exactly what to expect?
I'm just following the most popular playbook in Fontaine. Investigate, obtain evidence, and then use the truth to render judgment. It's been so long since I got to watch a performance at Opera Epiclese that I'll explain everything to you later. But right now, we need to seize this opportunity. Find out what you can from them now while they're all in one place. We might not get another chance like this anytime soon.
It's just as Risley said. Seems like Dugier is no longer here. You said you felt there was something off about this place, right? So let's see if we can feel something out. Paimon will do her best to help.
Wait, you guys are...
We're really sorry. We just realized that we lost something, and we figured we might have left it here by accident. accident. We'll be on our way as soon as we find it.
Oh, okay.
Nobody? It's okay. There's no need to be nervous. It's not like we lost a whole... We'll just look for it ourselves if none of you caught a glimpse of it. We're not gonna...
I'll go find Mr. Duchier.
No need. We're just looking for something. Why does he have to know? We can look around for it, yeah? Are you still organizing the bookshelves?
Yeah, and I'm
We weren't thinking about that to begin with, but weren't you super friendly just...
sorry.
Hey, hello?
Hello? How can I help you? The Beret Society offers a variety of resources and benefits to its members, and...
You don't know anything?
Sorry, that's not what I meant. It's just...
Hey, big guy.
What do you want?
Isn't this how you greeted us earlier? Take a deep breath and let it all out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You sure are a fast learner. I ate something earlier, so I'm falling into a bit of a food coma, and, you're looking for something, you said? I didn't see it, but,
Okay, Paimon sees what you meant now. Seems like they really don't want to talk to us, so let's just head back.
Oh, you're back. How are things at their headquarters?
It was as if they had all turned into completely different people.
That would prove my suspicions. The dissonance I mentioned earlier was precisely that fleeting moment of fear behind the cheerful facade.
Right. He was acting super scared too when we saw him at the gathering place. Actually, hasn't he just been acting super...
And that's precisely why I took his hat.
Oh, so it was you all along!
It's because I wanted to figure out what's really going on. I don't believe any of Dugier's talk about unstable mental states. Not too long. Dugier made very elaborate preparations for my visit. But I don't know.
Okay, but if you think something's wrong, why don't you just take the whole... Aren't you the Duke? You can do whatever you want in this place.
Well, maybe you're actually a better fit for the position than I am. In all seriousness, however, cuffs and the like should be used sparingly. They're mostly for show. Everything I do is on display. The way people see me act determines the kind of world I can create. And I've always striven to appear fair and reasonable to the people.
That sounds a bit deep. Paimon's not sure she got all of it.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. I have to lead by example if I want to maintain. And that's why even though Dugier had already let a few things...
Alright, so you're saying Dugier has figured out... And even though the members are acting all optimistic and motivated...
Indeed. He certainly seems to be using some coercive methods to turn his... I have some faith, though, that some of the members understood the hint I gave to... The line has been set, and it's quite likely that a fish will bite.
Fish? Bite?
Let's give them some time. My guards won't need it to finish. You can find me in my office when the time comes.
Hey! Don't just leave before you've explained everything to... evening. Risley's probably wrapped up his investigation. Paimon has no idea what that guy's thinking. Let's just go find him and ask him what he's really up to.
Oh, here you are. Did you manage to land a lucky...
Let's just get straight to the point. Has anything else happened?
Patience, Paimon. Even as the situation continues to brew, we still need to make sense of what we learned. I'm actually still thinking about the first thing that came to my mind when I noticed something amiss. Namely, why didn't anyone come to me about it?
Oh, that's a good point. Could whatever they're afraid of be so powerful?
But even if such a thing existed, how could they be so sure without checking with me first? It'd be one thing if it was just one or two people, but... Which leads me to believe that it's more likely that they think I just wouldn't care to help them. Yes, something like that. Dugier must have told them so it became imperative for me to refute that and prove my true stance. Of course, I had originally planned to do this in a more covert way, but I had to improvise when there was no way to keep our investigation a secret after that.
That makes sense. Wait, then does that mean...
The last thing that guy wanted was for Dugier to find out that he'd lost it. He would have never brought the matter up on his own. But now, not only has Dugier found out that he'd lost his hat, he's also realized that that likely set his internal alarms off all at once. Yes, that's the conclusion I came to as well. It's the only thing that could explain the fear. If we didn't act right then and there, Dugier would probably come up with some other way to hide the truth and we'd be back to square one. So after giving the matter some thought, I tossed that black. I must say, I was pretty satisfied with the...
Ah, so you did that on...
Yes, that's right. Of course, that box was discovered as part of our investigation of the Society from the very beginning. I had no way to know if any of the members had actually seen the gem before, but since I had to do something, I decided to gamble. Right. And I said back there that I had no idea what the gem represented. That should have been enough to... And since I was traveling with you, heroes who have never turned a blind eye to evil, they would also understand that we're here to help, rather than to tolerate or uphold the status quo.
You used us as a part of your plan, too!
My apologies. There was no time and quite a lot to explain, so I figured it might be easy. But I can assure you that I've now told you everything there is to know. Of course, you're under no obligation, but I would really appreciate it if you could continue to lend... Would you be willing to lend me your support?
But Paimon's still mad at you!
You have my thanks. Now, there are still two outstanding matters in our investigation. The first is... I've examined one before. The other is the true purpose of the black gem. It's my hope that a brave fish will take my bait. And I'll put some music on while we wait.
Excuse me, Your Grace, but may I come in? I'm afraid that someone's been following...
Please, do.
I apologize for my lack of composure. These two are the guys... Yes, my lover Fasol told me all about you. Please, help us, Your Grace.
Slow down, take a deep breath, and start from the top.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I will try.
You mean when we saw him at the gathering?
Yes, he fled immediately. But many members are hot on. Thankfully, he still managed to meet up with me and explain now that he's lost Dugier's trust, what awaits him is agonizing censure.
Censure?
Censure is Dugier's method of establishing control, as well as the thing we all fear the most. Rather than listening to me explain what it is, Your Grace, please. Every secret may be found within.
Here you are. I was wondering where you had run up. Please excuse us, Your Grace. It was never our intention to disturb you like this. She rambles often, has hallucinations. It may be best to dismiss her
I don't recall hearing a knock or giving permission for you to come in.
Oh, my apologies. I merely did not wish for Your Grace to be alarmed. Had I not been so...
Like we'd believe you.
Please, there's no need to be upset. It's only natural to want to side with the poor sick girl, but I know...
Well then, what if the reasonable man wants to hear the lunatic out?
That would be perfectly fine with me. Oh, and just so you know, we've also found the missing Mr. Fasal. I had no idea why he... Thankfully, he has already returned to his senses. We've brought him back to our place, so there's no need to worry.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I don't have anything more.
This is what you're afraid of, correct? You can tell me everything. I'll do all
I've never seen that thing in my life.
Your Grace, I don't think there's anything else she would like to say. Pressuring her will not get...
It's all right, Avis. As long as you tell me what it is, no matter what it is, it will no longer be able to hurt you.
Your Grace, forget it. I'll keep my mouth shut. I've already said...
I'm sorry, Your Grace, but I really don't have anything more to say. Please.
But why?
In that case, Avis and I will be off. Once again, please accept my apology.
Miss Avis, please show me your head. That is an order. There's nothing there.
Your Grace, I know you have long tired of my words, but please believe me when I say, the Society has never caused trouble for you or any of the guards at the fortress. We've spent all... Why are you doing everything in your power to prove our guilt? I'll do anything for you, as long as you give me the word. Why are you so...
Your words bore me. You know the consequences if I find you to be lying.
Everything that I do for the fortress of Meripede. But you're... All right, Avis. Let's head back.
Just what's up with that guy? We should have shown him his place.
Sooner or later, all will pay the price for their arrogance. He must have been well prepared for this exact scenario, or he wouldn't have dared to be so openly hostile. All the more reason the entire society are his hostages. His subordinates would definitely react if he were taken into custody. And that's why he dared to bare his fangs right in front of me. The true secret of the society is neither on the hat nor on the member. Dugier probably knew this from the very beginning, which is why he didn't panic. However, if we were to look at the rules, it would also seem like the head has to...
Yeah, none of this makes sense to Paimon.
The hats are definitely being used to hide a secret. But there's... The hats are definitely... I need to think about this a bit more. But if there's nothing on her head, why did Avis feel the need to remove her hat?
I have an idea, but...
Huh? What is it? Tell Paimon about it!
You mean this thing? So, she handed a key piece of evidence over to us without Dugier noticing. That would mean that Avise didn't stay silent out of fear. She stayed silent because she... Let me take a look. I managed to remove this from the hair clip. It's long, slender, and conical. It's hollow on the inside. And...
Paimon's lost again.
let's see.
Hey, what are you doing? Wait. Some kind of dark liquid? And some of it has been absorbed by this thorny-looking thing.
You've probably heard before that water is filled with the strongest emotions of humanity. With that in mind, this liquid is probably a highly concentrated solution of...
Oh, so that's why even touching it will make you remember unpleasant things.
Dugier would be able to censure others. I can only imagine how it would... The moment it hits you would be like being flooded with all the terrors you've ever experienced in agony, desolation, and an overwhelming sense of...
So, was the hat meant to cover...
That might not even be all. Let's go get them right away. We can't let Dugier escape with all of the evidence.
Your Grace, we have taken the Society members into custody. They all tried to flee just a little while ago, as if they had received some kind of order. We decided to forestall their plan, and were just about to send the word when you unexpectedly arrived.
Great work, everyone.
You had prepared for something like this all along?
I had them stay here to keep an eye on things, so I'm glad that my perform a thorough search of the Society's headquarters and bring all the members to me.
Understood, Your Grace.
Now, let's check on them. As expected, they all have a hollow thorn inserted into a wound on their head.
Ooh! Paimon's glad her eyesight isn't so good that she can see it from here. Paimon's gonna float away for a bit.
They probably left it there as a lasting reminder of Dugier's censure. These people must have had to endure an unimaginable amount of pain. Let's go check out the other areas, too.
Hey, come here! Have a look at this! This is a book that Paimon found in a box next to the bookshelf. The colors of the covers are completely different, though. Yeah! And they dared to claim that they...
Look at what I found. This is a surveillance port. With this, Dugier would be able to remotely monitor everything that's happening at the... So even if Dugier's not there in person, he'll still always have eyes on the members. Indeed. It's easy to become lost and confused when you're given no instruction. And if any action you take may be deemed a mistake, then perhaps it's better to do less. Or Dugier has already tamed them to his will.
Your Grace! Your Grace!
What's the matter?
We couldn't find any society members in the other areas. It also seems like none of the equipment in those rooms were ever used. The lime scale, the layers of dust. They were all deliberate. We also investigated the members' residences and weren't able to find anything. Their neighbors all say that they haven't returned home for 8.
Oh.
They're gone? That could only mean...
Indeed. As long as he allowed society members to mingle with others, even with threats. Meanwhile, this marvelous gathering place will lose all of its value. So instead of being his real base, this is just an elaborate performance. The rest areas, the fancy equipment, even the members that we saw. And only the most docile and well-trained members were selected as his performance.
But then, where can we actually...
Let me think. Dugier must be holding all the rest of his members in another place. And if the overseer of my fortress guard has never alerted me to... He must be in Dugier's pocket. I'm of the same mind. Let's go.
Yeah! Yeah!
Did that person flee here?
That's the most likely scenario to me. He's probably already caught Let's keep heading down. There are some abandoned areas in there. Since he needs space, we should be on the right track. Now, we just need to... Let's go. We can take this path. You...
Look! There's a fallen guard over there! Paimon sees some society members too!
After them!
It's Risley. Run!
Ugh, those blasted guards!
Did Dugier send you? Why did you attack that guard?
Come on! It's time to talk! Can't you see that he's trying to help?
I will take your cooperation into consideration when it comes time to hand out...
Mr. Dugier, he didn't want this guy to expose our true location. We were just about to dispose of him when you caught up to us.
So, in other words, your headquarters should be this way.
Yes, it's just down this way. You'll make it there once you've seen him pass through a large drainage pipe.
Guards, take them away. Let's go. It's about time that we find out.
Ready when you are.
There's so much space down here.
Yeah, these are all former work areas. There are usually guards on patrol here. Stay sharp. He's got a ton of...
Let's begin.
A moment, please. Not bad. Don't run away now. Have a safe trip. Let's begin. Stay cool and face your guilt.
Are you okay?
You're safe now. Just
Who knew that there'd be Gardamex here? Dugier...
And that would explain the strange decommission requests I received, as well as account for all the Gardamex that had mysterious... Seems like he's prepared for an all-out confrontation.
Hey! What's this?
Seems like some kind of handbook. Ah... This should be the Society's real rule. Members are not permitted to speak to each other. 5 members shall form a group, and the whole group will be punished for any single member's wrongdoings. Anyone who reports a fellow member's misbehavior shall be rewarded with food and water. I see.
But that's just cruel and
To obtain food and water, prisoners are forced to snitch on others, and in the process cause pain to those around them. To avoid punishment, they learn to stop talking with one another. This leaves the wounds they've already received to fester, however. And so resentment builds, until every prisoner has been finally isolated and without hope. They accept their... Do you remember what happened to Paimon? She rejected all the snacks and... She's usually all for tasty snacks, but she chose to go against her instincts after a negative...
Ugh, is that the best example you could come up with? Anyway, Paimon still thinks she made the right...
No, your decision was valid. However, it's also valid to interpret that the human heart is like a raft in a vast and empty ocean. We convince ourselves that those who use fear to lead others astray must pay for that crime. If I'm not mistaken, the space ahead should be the central area of this place. Rather than confront Dugier, I think it's more important right now for us. You guys should wait here. We'll try to open the door and check out some other spots.
Open the door. Would we have to... Forget it. Pyro's just gonna do some trial... Whoa! It's turning! Is it because we touched this thing? The other side's open! Let's go.
Away now. Let's begin. This could get a little chilly.
Yeah.
A moment, please. Have a safe trip. Let's begin. Away now.
It's so high. We're not gonna have to climb all the way up, are we?
Activate the mechanism in front of us first, just like before. Let's see if that changes anything.
The water level's gone way up! So that's how we'll make it to the top.
A moment, please. These should be the prison cells. Lots of empty cells in here. Dugier's probably moved them.
Let's still rescue the ones who got left behind, though. Every person can. Hey, it's all right now.
No, I won't try to leave anymore. I'm so close to me. I don't want any trouble.
No, we're not gonna do that. Please calm down.
We won't be able to get through to her right now. Not with the stress. I'd also guess there are many others here who are more or less like her. Let's let the guards take care of them for now and keep pushing forward.
Oh, all right.
Door's open. Maybe it's His Grace. I'll go take a look.
I leave this area to you. Make sure to bring...
Understood. And please take care as well, Your Grace.
Just focus on the tasks you've been given. Let's go back. We have that mechanism from the first room. Maybe we'll also... Don't forget to bring these along.
I must confess to being furious. To think that there are still... Remember their names. Fasal, and today you will see with your own eyes what'll happen to those who... Go on, Avis. Pierce his skull with the thorn in your hands, and then push in the Aqua Dolores. Of course, you will do it one drop at a time. Let it do its magic again, and don't stop until you've pushed...
Thistle, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Oh, shut your wretched mouths! When did I... My rules are the paramount law of this place. Only more pain will come to those who dare to disobey.
That's enough, Dugier. Your rabid screams have been beyond nauseating.
Is that...
Oh, Risley. I knew you would come. Must you still refuse to let me be? Did I not spell everything out for you already?
It would seem that you can't see the difference between sharing and looting. And look at your people. Are they not
You. Stop acting all... Have you forgotten? Nobody in this blasted fortress is innocent. We are all irredeemable. What's so wrong about punishing those who deserve to be punished? And please, are you really gonna tell me that you care about their lives and well-being when you just need a supply of labor to keep this place running?
Sadly, you're wrong on both counts. Unlike you, I've never seen them as currency. The fortress is not only a place for confinement, but also a place just as people are free to give in to the darkness within their hearts, they are also free to seek redemption and a new beginning. They may have made mistakes, but they are still human beings with people and things that they cherish. And most importantly, they should always retain the freedom to choose their own path. But you're destroying their spirits with fear, taking their freedom away so that they'll become... And you say that's what they've always deserved? You are nothing.
He's really mad.
You think me arrogant, Risley. Well, I think you're too young. Nobody actually sees this fortress as any kind of just a wonderful place. See it for what it is. A dumping. No prisoner will listen to you out of gratitude of their hearts. The whip is the only way to Had you been just one step slower, I would have already taken. Your vision gives you strength. But how long will it hold against these
You talk big, but in the end, you know nothing else. Let's begin. Stay cool. Face your guilt. No backup, huh? Fine by me. A moment, please. Not bad. Have a safe trip. Not bad. Let's begin. If you think fear can control everything, well then, terrify me.
Don't high road me. You're just another crook. And it's time you got treated like one.
What's the matter? Too scared to shoot straight?
I'm warning you. Unauthorized punishment and torture are prohibited here. As the Duke, you should set an example.
Funny how that slipped my mind. Well, from this point on, you can forget about that rule. The rules of the fortress are there to keep the likes of you in check. But if the Duke wants somebody dead, he needs no justification. Understood?
Sorry for taking so long. Did I keep you waiting?
No, not at all. Paimon didn't know you.
If you ask me, I'd say I actually feel very helpless. I could comfort and compensate them all I want, but it might still... I have to take responsibility for it. As does the fortress. Yeah. It's the least...
So, do you have a plan for how you're gonna deal with him yet?
Oh, Dugier? For now, I think I'll do...
Huh? Why?
I think it's a very fitting punishment for him to have to imagine the sorts of punishment. He'll be left in the dark with regards to both. Of course, that's not to say that I'll be letting him off scot-free. I'm going to talk to the members of the society. He'll get a chance to
Paimon didn't know you could also be so harsh.
Why do you think I'd do that kind of thing to you? You offend me, Paimon. Anyway, jokes aside, thank you so much for all of your help. How about this? I'll treat you to a meal in 2 days at the coop.
No, Paimon...
Don't worry, it won't be the same old welfare meal.
Oh, then you've got yourself a...
Ah, you're here.
Paimon never forgets about meals. Even if the traveler forgets, Paimon will remind him for sure. That's not what Paimon meant at all. Risley, you...
I'm a little confused, actually.
Hey, not you too.
Jokes aside, I've got some good news. After taking a look, the doctors have let me know that it shouldn't be too difficult to... which means that everyone should be able to recover after a period of rest. As for their mental recoveries, most are making good progress as well. We've added a few who were more...
You sure got everything taken care of.
I try my best. After all, it's my duty to take care of everything that happens within my territory. Please, go ahead. Ah, that's a bit of a long story. I once had a similar experience. It had to do with the host family I lived with. I was an orphan, adopted by a couple with a great deal of love in their hearts. I had many siblings, and we all adored. Once we were older, Mom and Dad would turn us over to be individually adopted by families of greater means, and go on to adopt more young children. They were perfect parents. Or so I thought.
And then?
And then I found out we were merely raised as livestock. Once we had reached a certain age, our parents, all children that were sold would leave the house, and nobody would know what became of them. As for those who didn't sell, did you know I once considered myself an extremely lucky child? And all of my friends, I was also not the first to find out about the truth. All those who found out before me, I could never shake the feeling of irony every time I juxtaposed their tragic ends against our parents' adoring smiles. Yes, like the society, my parents created a facade of joy, lied to satiate their desires, and even employed incredibly cruel methods to keep... They did all of that, but never considered how their actions would utterly ruin all the children they took under their wing. But I did. So in the end, I killed them and set all of the remaining children free. I was convicted. My methods were extreme, yes. But I was still a teenager at the time. I'd been betrayed by those I trusted most, and I didn't think that more moderate ways would solve. My doubt and helpless anger pushed me forward until I got what I deserved. It's all right. You don't have to tell me what you think. I've already committed to this path, regardless of what. The least I can do is to make sure that the same tragedy will not happen again.
Sorry to disturb you, everyone.
Oh, it's a vis en façon. Are you...
It was all because you arrived in time.
We came here on impulse today, because we were hoping that you'd be able to lend us a...
Please, go on right ahead. I'll do my best to help.
It's... I'd like to be...
You're getting married?
Yeah, we met each other through the society and both fell into Dugier. But even during our time there, we never doubted each other. We always believed that Dugier was manipulating us. And after this incident, we've come to believe that we've...
You could say we managed to make the best out of a bad situation, but we're still both prisoners. And we also aren't sure if the fortress is the best place to host something, so we are just wondering, is our request...
You're right in that the fortress has never hosted a... But that's no reason to say no, is it? I'll help you make the arrangements. If you need anything special shipped in from the...
Oh, we can't thank you enough. We are actually also planning to stay here after the conclusion of our sentences.
Yeah, we've already made tons of special memories here. And we have full confidence in the fortress's future with you at the helm.
Your trust is the highest form of praise.
Hey, loosen up a bit. Shouldn't you be the happiest man in Teyvat to hear that people would...
Yeah. I'll always take a genuine expression of faith over...